The glittering world of global celebrity thrives on the unexpected, weaving narratives that capture the public imagination and blur the boundaries between distinct realms of cultural and public life. For decades, the collective gaze has been fascinated by the intersections of high-profile industries, tracking the trajectories of those who command massive audiences. Whether through the power of multi-platinum pop anthems or the immense visibility of international leadership. When two figures from entirely separate spheres of global prominence find their paths crossing, the world naturally pauses to watch, eager to understand the underlying currents of such a compelling alignment. In the realm of entertainment, few names carry the specific sonic and visual weight of the modern pop icon, an artist whose career has been defined by high-concept reinvention, record-breaking chart dominance, and an inherently vibrant, larger-than-life persona that touches millions of fans across every continent. On the other side of this intriguing social equation sits a figure accustomed to a very different kind of stage, one defined by the heavy responsibilities of governance, the constant scrutiny of international affairs, and a life spent navigating the structured, formal environments of statecraft. The convergence of these two distinct realities creates a fascinating study in contrast, sparking curiosity about how such different worlds find common ground and what happens when the relentless glare of the spotlight gives way to something far more personal and grounding. As we begin to explore this captivating narrative of unexpected connection and personal transformation, we invite you to stay connected with us for more exclusive deep dives into the lives of the world's most fascinating figures by subscribing to our channel and hitting the notification bell so you never miss an update on the stories shaping contemporary culture. This developing story offers a rare glimpse beneath the surface of immense fame, illustrating how individuals who have spent years in the public eye seek solace and stability in the most human of ways. The initial chapters of this journey were marked by quiet whispers and subtle observations as observers noticed a shift in the way these two individuals carried themselves during their respective public appearances, suggesting that a profound transformation was underway behind the scenes. For the pop sensation, a career built on soaring emotional highs and demanding artistic transitions had recently weathered a period of intense personal trial, making the sudden appearance of a steady, calming presence all the more significant. Meanwhile, the former statesman, having recently stepped away from the exhausting demands of a long and highly visible career in public service, seemed to be embracing a newfound freedom, a chance to rediscover a sense of self outside the rigid parameters of official protocols and constant public obligation. The chemistry between these two worlds, while surprising to many on the surface, speaks to a deeper universal human need for genuine companionship and mutual understanding, particularly among those who know the unique pressures of living life under an unyielding global microscope. As rumors began to circulate within elite social circles, the anticipation grew, with observers wondering when and how this unique bond would finally be revealed to the world at large. The narrative began to crystallize not in a hushed boardroom or a closed-door gathering, but rather in the shared spaces of cultural celebration, where the worlds of cinematic art and personal milestones naturally intersect. It was during a high-profile gathering in the heart of the entertainment capital that the public received its first definitive confirmation that something truly extraordinary was unfolding as the pair stepped out together, projecting an undeniable aura of mutual support and shared happiness that instantly captivated everyone in attendance. This moment of public introduction was not merely a casual appearance, but a deliberate statement of unity, signaling that two incredibly powerful trajectories had officially aligned to create a brand new chapter. The visual contrast was striking, yet beautifully complementary, blending the artistic brilliance of an international performer with the refined, composed presence of a seasoned global figure, leaving no doubt that a powerful dynamic had taken root. In the days that followed this major public revelation, the conversation shifted from speculative curiosity to a deeper appreciation for the way this relationship seemed to be reshaping the lives of both individuals involved. Friends and close associates began to comment on the remarkable sense of balance that had seemingly settled over the pop icon, noting that her characteristically buoyant, sometimes chaotic creative energy had found a profound sense of equilibrium and peace. This stabilization appeared particularly meaningful given the immense emotional and professional hurdles she had openly navigated in the preceding years, rendering this new phase of her life a welcome sanctuary of comfort and joy. The narrative of their connection is not just a story of a high-profile romance, but a broader exploration of personal growth, resilience, and the deliberate search for authenticity in a world that often demands performative perfection. As the couple began to spend more time together, navigating the early stages of their public journey, it became increasingly clear that their bond was built on a foundation of shared values, mutual respect, and a genuine desire to support one another's continued personal evolution. The contrast between their backgrounds seemed to fade into the background, replaced by a shared focus on creating a meaningful, grounded existence amidst the ongoing noise of their respective global legacies. This sense of shared purpose and quiet determination set the stage for a series of intimate, family-centered moments that would further demonstrate just how deeply integrated their lives had quickly become. The blending of their families, including children from previous high-profile relationships, added a rich layer of warmth and complexity to the story, showing that this bond was not merely an isolated romantic interlude, but a comprehensive rebuilding of their personal worlds. As summer descended upon the picturesque coastlines of Southern California, the couple sought out opportunities to escape the lingering pressures of their immense public identities, choosing instead to immerse themselves in the simple, restorative rhythms of everyday life. It was within this tranquil setting, far removed from the red carpets of Manhattan or the formal halls of international discourse, that the true nature of their connection would be displayed in its most authentic, unscripted form. The sun-drenched landscapes of Santa Barbara provided the perfect backdrop for this retreat, offering a sanctuary of rolling hills, ocean breezes, and a sense of privacy that is exceedingly rare for individuals of their stature. Here, amidst the natural beauty of the Golden State, the pop icon and the former leader found a space to simply exist, stripping away the titles and the global expectations to focus entirely on the quiet joy of each other's company. This idyllic setting would soon become the stage for a remarkably candid display of affection and familial harmony, offering a powerful testament to the grounding effect they had successfully brought into each other's lives. A theme that would continue to define their journey moving forward. The sun-drenched vistas of Santa Barbara, California offered a serene canvas for this remarkable chapter to unfold, presenting a stark and beautiful contrast to the hyper-visible lives these two figures usually led. On a quiet Saturday afternoon, the true depth of the connection between the international pop icon and the former leader became unmistakably evident to those who witnessed their peaceful retreat. Far from the staging lights, the elaborate stage costumes, and the rigid formal attire of state dinners, the couple embraced a striking simplicity that seemed to redefine their public images entirely. They began their day by navigating the scenic coastal roads in a vintage moke, a playful, open-top vehicle that perfectly mirrored the relaxed, unpretentious spirit of their weekend excursion. Driving through the neighborhood, the multi-platinum singer took the wheel, steering her family and her partner toward a picturesque park known for its rolling green lawns and sweeping views of the California landscape. This choice of transportation and destination signaled a deliberate step away from the traditional trappings of massive celebrity, trading armored motorcades and private security barriers for the open air and the casual warmth of a classic West Coast afternoon. Upon arriving at their chosen oasis, they spread out a traditional red-checkered blanket on the lush grass, establishing a modest camp under the shelter of scattered trees. The former Prime Minister, looking completely at ease in a simple olive green t-shirt and navy cargo shorts, willingly took on the practical duties of the day, carrying the heavy picnic bags and setting up the space while his partner arranged the lunch they had picked up earlier. For an observer unaware of their global status, they appeared to be just another family enjoying the weekend sunshine, completely absorbed in the mundane joy of sharing a meal outdoors. As the remnants of their lunch were pushed aside, the atmosphere between the two lovebirds shifted into a deeply intimate display of affection that left no doubt about the strength of their romantic bond. Lying together on the grass, completely barefoot and ignoring the rest of the world, they put on a remarkably candid show of public affection, nuzzling noses, sharing tender kisses, and laughing softly in their own private bubble of happiness. At one point, the former statesman lay flat on his back with a wide, radiant grin stretching across his face as the singer leaned over him to steal another kiss, their body language projecting a profound sense of safety, comfort, and mutual adoration. The pop star, who had kicked off her casual flip-flops to feel the grass beneath her feet, looked radiant in a simple white top and striped linen trousers, her dark hair tied back in a practical knot after she removed the large, floppy straw hat she had worn earlier in the day to shield herself from the bright midday sun. This public display of romance was not just a passing moment of passion, but a visual manifestation of the grounding influence that the singer has openly credited her partner with bringing into her life. Close friends have remarked that this relationship, which blossomed rapidly after they began dating in July of the previous year, has acted as a vital emotional anchor for the performer during a period of immense personal reinvention. Having crossed the threshold into her 40s, an age she describes as a time for transmuting complex life experiences into raw creative power, she has found in the former leader a stable foundation that allows her to fly high creatively while remaining deeply secure personally. This contrast between her self-described nature as a soaring, multicolored kite and his presence as a steady, unyielding anchor formed the invisible core of their interaction in the park, visible in the quiet confidence with which they navigated their time together. Yet, this idyllic afternoon was far from a secluded romantic getaway, as the couple was deeply integrated with their extended families, demonstrating that their bond is built around a shared commitment to parenthood and family unity. Joining them on the grass and later at the nearby playground were the singer's mother, Mary, who provided a watchful and supportive presence alongside the pop star's 5-year-old daughter, Daisy Dove. From her previous relationship with her former fiancé, Orlando Bloom, the blended family circle was completed by a 12-year-old boy who appeared to be the former politician's younger son, Hadron, from his past marriage to his estranged wife, Sophie Gregoire Trudeau. The family dynamics were remarkably smooth and harmonious, with the singer's mother graciously stepping in to mind the children, allowing the couple to steal those precious, highly affectionate moments of alone time on the checkered blanket. Later, the entire group moved toward the park's playground, where the former world leader and the global pop sensation fully immersed themselves in parenting duties, laughing and playing alongside the kids without a hint of self-consciousness or pretense. This seamless blending of two families from vastly different cultural backgrounds underscored the reality that this relationship is not a superficial celebrity pairing, but a deeply rooted partnership that prioritizes the well-being and happiness of their children above all else. For the former Prime Minister, who had experienced a monumental shift in his own life after stepping down from his high-ranking political office in 2025, this relaxed California lifestyle represented a profound departure from the intense, unrelenting pressures of national governance. Walking barefoot through the park, carrying picnic blankets and playing on swings with children showed a man who has successfully transitioned into a softer, more personal chapter of existence, finding solace in the genuine, unforced affection of a partner who understands the weight of public scrutiny. The singer, too, showed signs of this shared emotional evolution, occasionally adjusting her casual clothing and flashing her tummy as she hiked up her trousers while walking, completely unbothered by the potential presence of cameras or the judgment of onlookers. This profound sense of freedom and lack of inhibition highlighted just how much both individuals have grown to value authenticity over performance, creating a protective bubble around their romance that allows them to remain completely inseparable. The Santa Barbara sighting occurred just days after the pop icon made headlines by publicly declaring her partner to be the absolute love of her life during a major media interview, a statement that resonated deeply with fans who have followed her long, often turbulent romantic history. Having navigated high-profile breakups in the past, including the definitive end of her long-term relationship with Bloom in June of 2025, she has been exceptionally candid about the emotional fires she had to walk through before reaching this state of personal heaven. The stability and peace displayed on that red checkered blanket were hard-won prizes, emerging from a period of profound grief and intense challenge that she intentionally forced herself to endure for the sake of her art, her fans, and her daughter. As the afternoon sun began to dip lower, casting long golden shadows across the park, the couple remained completely engrossed in each other, a radiant testament to a modern love story that has successfully bridged the gap between global renown and the simple, grounding truth of a shared human connection. The deep emotional transformation on display during that peaceful Santa Barbara afternoon represents the culmination of a long, often challenging journey of personal evolution for both extraordinary individuals. To fully understand the profound significance of this partnership, one must look back at the immense emotional fires the international pop sensation had to navigate just a short time ago. The year 2025 had brought an end to her long-term engagement with her former partner, ushering in what she would later describe as one of the absolute hardest and most painful periods of her entire life. Navigating a monumental heartbreak while simultaneously balancing the relentless demands of a massive global career and the responsibilities of raising a young daughter required a monumental amount of personal resilience and inner strength. She has candidly recalled that there were many days during that turbulent time that were so incredibly difficult that simply finding the motivation to keep moving forward felt like an insurmountable challenge. Yet, driven by a deep sense of integrity and a profound commitment to her millions of global fans, to her daughter, and to her own personal growth, she continuously forced herself to push through the emotional darkness. She described this grueling process as a literal walk through fire, acknowledging that while every human being must eventually face their own personal version of hell, the only way to find peace is to keep moving forward until you inevitably reach the heaven waiting on the other side. This hard-won resilience completely reshaped her approach to life, love, and art as she officially entered her 40s, a decade she now fiercely embraces as a time of supreme self-assurance and creative empowerment. She has openly reflected on how her 20s were defined by overwhelming emotions, her 30s were dedicated to sorting through and understanding those complex feelings, and her 40s have become a powerful era for transmuting those emotions into raw creative gasoline. By letting go of the constant need for external approval and refusing to be defined by past hardships, she unlocked a profound sense of authenticity that paved the way for the arrival of a truly stabilizing force in her life. This newfound maturity allowed her to recognize the former Prime Minister not just as a romantic partner, but as a vital emotional anchor who could provide the profound stability her characteristically buoyant, artistic spirit had always deeply craved. For her partner, the journey to this peaceful California retreat was equally transformative, marking a dramatic and welcome transition from a life spent under the constant heavy burden of supreme political responsibility. Having stepped down from his high-ranking national office in 2025, he found himself navigating a brand new chapter of personal freedom, far removed from the rigid structures, intense diplomatic obligations, and constant public scrutiny of his former career. This transition allowed him to rediscover the simple, unvarnished joys of everyday human connection. Finding a deep sense of comfort and mutual understanding in a relationship with a woman who completely understood the unique pressures of living a life in the global spotlight. The profound sense of peace and mutual adorations displayed on that red-checkered blanket in Santa Barbara was a direct reflection of two people who had successfully navigated their respective emotional storms and chosen to build a shared sanctuary together. Their bond is further strengthened by a beautiful, shared vision of parenthood, with both partners placing an immense priority on modeling authenticity, resilience, and strength for their growing children. The pop icon has been exceptionally vocal about her desires for her 5-year-old daughter, Daisy Dove, expressing a deep hope that the young girl will eventually grow up to become an even better, more empowered version of herself. Throughout her recent global concert tour, the singer made a deliberate point of bringing her daughter along on the road, viewing it as a wonderful opportunity to show her child a real-world example of a strong, independent, and hard-working woman. She firmly believes that when mothers are fully supported and allowed to exist as their most authentic, free, and multi-dimensional selves, it provides an incredible positive template for their children to follow in their own lives. Her daughter is already showing signs of developing a strong, independent personality of her own, a trait that the singer notes with an immense amount of maternal pride and affection, describing her little girl as a true force who is never afraid to speak her mind. By living her life with absolute freedom, confidence, and passion alongside a supportive partner, the pop star is intentionally creating a powerful legacy of empowerment that her daughter can naturally emulate as she grows. This same dedicated approach to family extends to the former politician's 12-year-old son, Hadrian, who has been warmly integrated into this vibrant, blended family dynamic with an abundance of care and mutual respect. The effortless harmony displayed at the Santa Barbara playground, where the entire group played, laughed, and relaxed together, proved that this relationship is built on a rock-solid foundation of shared values and collective well-being. The story of this unexpected connection has resonated so deeply with audiences around the world precisely because it transcends the typical superficial narratives of celebrity romance, offering instead a profound meditation on the universal human search for balance and wholeness. It is a powerful reminder that no matter how much fame, success, or power an individual achieves on the global stage, the deepest and most meaningful rewards in life are always found in the simple, quiet moments of genuine human companionship. The sight of an international music icon and a former world leader walking barefoot through the grass, entirely engrossed in each other's company while their children play nearby, offers a beautiful vision of what it means to choose happiness and authenticity over public performance. As they continue to move forward on this shared journey, completely inseparable and deeply in love, they carry with them the lessons of their past trials, using their combined experiences to fuel a bright, creative, and profoundly stable future together. Their narrative remains a captivating testament to the transformative power of love, demonstrating that even amidst the ongoing noise of a chaotic and watchful world, it is entirely possible to find a true anchor that makes you feel completely whole.